Welcome into Prime Time here on 104.5 The Zone. I am your host, Chad Withrow. You can follow me on Twitter at WithrowZone. It's good to be back. Back from New York City, back from snowy New Jersey, back safe. Thank God. Newark, New Jersey is not a destination for anyone that was wondering or curious. New York City, however, is. It was a great trip up to the Super Bowl, but good to be back in Nashville tonight. We've got a big show planned for you tonight in Prime Time. Coming up later, Braden Gall from Athlon Sports is going to join us, talk some college sports on the eve of National Signing Day for college football. But first, we've got an announcement, something that happened over the weekend that I know some of our listeners out there are already talking about. If you're a soccer fan in Nashville, something went down this weekend that you need to be made aware of. We're going to talk about it tonight. The Nashville Football Club, Nashville FC, and Atlas Football in Nashville, they have merged, and we have in studio with us right now Chris Jones, who is the president of Nashville FC and a Mount Juliet Golden Bear alum as well, and Nolan Pittman, the vice president of Nashville FC, join us right now. Guys, how are you?
Doing good, man. Thanks.
Doing good, Chad. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. And I am, and I'll fully admit, and Jones knows this, I am a novice when it comes to soccer.
At best.
Yes, at best. Thank you very much. You can leave now. No, but what you guys have done is, first and foremost, a really cool concept because it is a kind of a supporter-funded, supporter-owned organization. So, Chris, I'm going to start with you. Just talk about the idea that is Nashville Football Club and Nashville FC and kind of how this all came about.
Without getting too long and drawn out, there was a team by the name of FC United of Manchester that was kind of world-renowned on stepping away from the big ticket owners and all these different things and putting it into the hands of the community and things like that. And that was around 2005, 2006. So around then, that kind of resonated with me, and we thought, that would be such a great idea and something great for Nashville or any city in the United States to duplicate. But at the time, the Nashville Metros were here. Years went by, and eventually the Metros closed shop around February of this past year, or of 2013. And we kind of figured, it's now or never. So a group of guys just started getting out on social media, the great and wonderful free advertising that is social media. And it just took off from there. We thought, with a minority owner or a ownership group, that person could leverage the city for tax breaks, leverage the city of picking up and moving, things like that. And with a truly community-ran club like this, the odds of that happening are very, very slim.
Yeah, and a question that we always get on the station is, can Nashville get an MLS club? At some point, you're making the move towards major pro sports. Will that ever happen? And the question, I guess the answer to that always is, well, you got to get a venue. You got to have a lot of things that kind of happen and move in the right direction. And Nolan, I'll ask you about this because you guys had a big turnout on Saturday for the watch party over at Jed's, but you need kind of a grassroots movement to get things going in the direction of an MLS club or something to that level. What have your thoughts been so far on just the response from the Nashville community, and how big is Nashville as a soccer community?
The response has been great, and I think Chris would second this, but soccer's been prevalent here for a long time, and it's just, the Nashville Metros were here. I think that there was, definitely support for them as well. But I grew up in soccer. I played here at Belmont, and I've seen it for a long time. So the demand is here. I think that the critical piece is consolidating the effort, and that's what we've done with the community model, is getting everybody behind it. So I think that yes, you're going to have to start at the bottom and work your way up. And I think our hope is that over time, as people buy into this vision, that we'll see the critical mass we need to take the next step, and eventually the end of that pathway hopefully would lead to an MLS team. But we're going to take it one step at a time. But there's definitely demand here. The response has been hugely positive, probably better than we would have anticipated. So.
Joined by Chris Jones, who is the president of Nashville FC, Nolan Pittman, who is the vice president here in studio on Primetime. Chris, tell us about the National Premier Soccer League.
Basically, it's in the pyramid of U.S. soccer. It's the fourth tier behind the national team, Major League Soccer, And then it kind of, not to go into too much detail, it Y's out from there. But on this side of the pyramid, it's the NASL and then NPSL. I know it's a lot of abbreviations out there for those taking notes at home. But what that is, the National Premier Soccer League, it's an amateur league. And the benefit of it that we, myself and Nolan and everyone else involved, kind of saw in this was when you look at the teams that are in the NPSL, especially in our division this year, it allows yourself to have some really great local rivalries. You've got Rocket City United in Huntsville, Knoxville Forest, Chattanooga FC, two teams basically in Atlanta. So you're looking at 4 or 5 teams there within a 4.5 hour radius, and that allows for lower expenses. Your logistics look a lot better, and fans can travel as opposed to being in something like a PDL, which maybe a lot of people are familiar with, maybe they're not. But you only have one team within about a 6 hour radius. So it really enables you to be a lot more successful at such a at a lower level of soccer.
And you guys obviously are looking for players, also looking for fans, looking for a bigger part of the ownership group as well. And Nolan, you mentioned the Nashville soccer community continues to grow, and I get hear from people all the time that we need to get something going. We have to have a team here. We have to have something. And you mentioned the word community. Mm-hmm. If someone out there is hearing this and they want to be a part of this community, if they want input on players, if they there's some former players out there that are interested in playing for the team and being a part of the ownership group, what do they need to do?
Well, we have the website, which is NashvilleFC.net, and you can, if you're interested in becoming a member of the club, you can sign up there. There's also contact points for players who are interested in playing. We actually are having, and unfortunately, we filled up all the spots, which I think is a testament to the interest. But we have a tryout this Saturday, the second of our open tryouts. But NashvilleFC.net would have most of your information, and then I also encourage you to follow us on Twitter. You can get information at Nashville FC, Nashville_FC, right? And then yes. And then it's also on Facebook. And then because of the merger, all of the same information will be funneled through the Atlas Twitter handle, which is @AtlasFootball, and the Atlas Facebook page as well.
Well, and one thing to kind of piggyback off that, Nolan mentioned the website, just to kind of paint a pretty picture. That's a temporary site right now as it stands. We've got a really talented IT group that is building from the wireframes up. Yes, I'm using a newly learned IT term.
The site looks good. I'm there right now. In fact, I linked it on Twitter. NashvilleFC.net. Mm-hmm. So it looks good early on. And first game Saturday, May 10th in Knoxville to take on the Knoxville Force. First home game Saturday, May 24th at home against the Atlanta Silverbacks. Now, I know venue's always an issue. Right now, you guys somewhat have that figured out, or you think you might be headed in the right direction there?
We're headed in the right direction. Our partner has asked us not to reveal anything at this point, but there's only a few venues in the city. So
secrecy, I like it. Yep. So you guys are going to come back on the show and announce when you have a venue,
if
right?
the invitation is there. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I love good ideas, and I really respect people that will go out there and try to execute a good idea. I think this is a great idea, and I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully, you guys get a big response to this, and a lot of people want to become owners. They want to become players. They want to have their say in a team. And NashvilleFC.net is where you need to go to do just that. And hopefully this thing really grows. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Absolutely. And MajorLeagueSoccer.com. Look for it around Friday. There should be a full-blown feature on the club on that website.
And if someone wanted to, let's say, I don't know if petition's the right word, but contact the MLS to show their support in this growing and maybe one day growing into an MLS club, how would they do that? Just go to the website?
Maybe we need to start one.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm an idea guy, I'm telling you. I'm here whenever you need me.
You can be our voice, Chad.
That's right, absolutely. Chris Jones is, I need to be the voice of something. Chris Jones is the president of Nashville FC. Nolan Pittman, the vice president. Guys, thanks so much for coming in.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot, Chris.
We'll have you back and talk a lot more about it.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
We're going to go and take a quick break. We come back, some college sports talk, college football talk. Braden Gall from Athlon Sports will join us. You're listening to Primetime, and this is 104.5 The Zone.